Hey guys, it's Chris DeVecchio, inventor and co-founder of Mobility Wall, and we're back for another episode of Mobility Wall 101. Today I'm going to give you a pro tip on the trigger point receiver. So we've been seeing a lot of questions coming up in our private Facebook group and on some of the ads we've been putting out, and people have questions about how do we use the trigger point receiver. So one thing you want to note before you use the trigger point receiver is that we have a lock ring on the end of the bar. Now this lock ring is designed to secure the bar only when you're using the trigger point attachments in the middle of the bar. If you're simply using the rollers, you do not need to have the lock ring engaged. It's optional. If you want to, you can. But the lock ring just prevents the bar from spinning when you're putting pressure into the trigger point receiver. So the trigger point receiver has a couple different functions. We first on top here have what's called a cam lock. It's this latch. Okay, when you receive your mobility wall, this latch might be a little bit loose and flimsy. When you open it up, this thing spins 360 degrees around the bar. And on the back side, you'll see a little finger nut that you can use to tighten the clasp of the cam lock. When this cam lock is extremely tight around the bar, it locks it onto the bar so the bar can't move, or the trigger point receiver cannot move when you're applying pressure to the trigger point attachments. So, step one, engage your lock ring into your handle. We'll put that in. Step two, position the trigger point receiver wherever you want that trigger point attachment to go. Make sure you have a nice tight fit with your cam lock. And then you can place your trigger point attachment, which is used with friction fit. So you just insert it into the receiver, press in, make sure it's nice and tight, and then you're free to get back into the attachment. And when you're using these attachments, the goal is not to be rubbing up and down and moving hard and aggressive. You want to be able to find those trigger points and then mobilize tissue, right? Play around with maybe small rotations or small movements of other joints and other areas of the body that are attached to the area that you have that tension or that discomfort and pain. That's the trigger point receiver, guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to tune in to our private Facebook group, or you can check out our FAQs over at mobilitywall.com. We look forward to hearing from you.